All right, so what was the question? Tell me. What was the question? No, go ahead.
What are the short-term options after I sell my house?
Short-term option. All right. Well, short-term is a good question too, but let's talk about in general. So right now, houses are selling so incredibly fast that where do I go next? I can't buy anything because it's too expensive. I don't want to live in a rental. I don't want to move twice. What do I do? So what's important to know is that we've outlined 7 or 8 different options that are possible. Not necessarily great options for everybody, but 7 options that are possible for people. So it's important that your agent outlines what those things are, right? So let's go through a couple of those options so that you know what it looks like. So what's causing the situation is extremely low inventory is creating really high prices, right? So sellers are thinking I should cash out. If you are selling a bigger house going to a smaller one, no brainer. It's probably a good time for you to do that. If you're making a level move or if you're trying to buy a bigger house, then it's creating some other issues because prices are higher there too when you go to try to buy something, right? But there may be some other pain points. So I need to move because the house doesn't work, the floor plan's not right, I got another kid. Whatever it is, if there's real pain or there's a real motivating factor, then you're gonna move, right? So what are your options? The way that we look at it is this. You've got 5 or 6 different options as a seller where you're completely in charge of the sale because you have the product that people want. So what that means is you have leverage to decide how you want to conduct the sale. So a couple of examples. You sell the house on a reverse contingency, which means you agree to terms on selling your house and you get to go shopping for a new house, let's say for 90 days. And if you find something, you sell your house. And if you don't find something, you don't sell. Now we have a seller right now who's under contract on her current home for $15,000 over the list price, which was already a pretty inflated price. We've got that offer signed and she gets to wait to see if something comes on the market that she wants to buy. Not the most ideal scenario, especially as a real estate company, to have people in limbo and contracts may or may not happen based on something coming on the market, but we've protected the seller from being without a house, right? And that's the most important thing when you're selling in a market like this. A couple of other options you should know of, let's just address it. Renting something for a short period is always an option. Those are pretty high right now too because people are forced into that option, but it is an option. Also addressing, while it's not a great option, you should know that it is an option. What do we got here? Shooting a video here, guys. It's an option, back to it, is to make a concession, which means maybe we sell our house and buy something that we don't love, but if we get the right deal on it, we're only there for a little while and we sell it. Not a great option, but you need to know that is an option. The other thing that we see that people don't think of very frequently, and this is just an idea that's come up because of this market, is you can sell a house at a high price, buy a rental. So let's say you sell something for $550 and you sell it, it should be selling, let's say intrinsically it should sell for $480,000, you sell it for $550. In theory, you just put $70,000 in your pocket because you sold right now versus waiting or a year ago, right? You buy a rental, let's say for $250, not something you plan on living in long term, but you live there, you buy the property and you live there for a year and then put it on the rental market and go buy something, whatever that is, if you're buying a bigger house or the same size house. Now, I'm not suggesting the market will go down next year. There's no indications that that will happen based on rates or anything like that, but that is an option that you could buy the house and it stays a rental and then you go buy another home using your mortgage to go buy another house. So these are options for you as well. So if you have a specific scenario where you're not sure how much you could get for the house, if you should do it now, what your options are to move, call us, let us know. I'd be happy to walk through the situation there.